Hi everyone. So today we will see that how we can connect our public EC2 machine and run few commands to install some software on this, correct? And how can we automate this all processes? Just suppose that I have a one public EC2 machine created, and on this public EC2 machine, I have to install Jenkins, or I have to install Docker, or I have to install Nginx web server, correct? Or Apache web server, something, any kind of thing. And that installation will be done through the commands. Like when I will be logging into this public EC2 machine, I'll be running some commands, and after that, that particular software will be installed on this public EC2 machine, and then I will be able to fetch that. Like I install the Jenkins, then I will be able to run that Jenkins on this EC2 machine. Correct? That we can do. But I don't want, like, just suppose this is one of the EC2 instance. Then similarly, I have this EC2 instance. Then I have just let me copy. I have another EC2 instance here. Control C, Control V, Control V, Control V, Control V. Okay. Just suppose this is one of the EC2 instance. This is second EC2 instance, correct? Then there's a third EC2 instance that is there. There are multiple EC2 instance. So I won't be doing like every time I log in into all the EC2 instances, and then I will be doing that command execution to install Jenkins on in all these machines, or to install Nginx web server on all the EC2 machines, correct? I won't be running commands every time on all these five EC2 instances. So what will I do? There is a concept of user data. So user data will come here in the picture. That will come here in the picture. User data, which is the property of the EC2 instance itself. So in this user data, we can write our own script that just suppose that I have to install Nginx web server. So I'll be writing a script in the user data to install Nginx web server and start that. Correct. And this user data will be the part of the template to launch the EC2 instance, or it will be the user script. I will be, whenever I will be launching EC2 instance, I will put the user data just at the time of launching the EC2 instance. So whenever this EC2 instance will be in the ready state, it will have the Nginx web server installed as a prerequisite. So for all the five EC2 instances, I can pass user data whenever I will be launching this EC2. So then I won't have to run individual commands while logging into these EC2 machine, correct? So we can save our time, we can save our, we can do the automation kind of thing for this. And this will also be helpful when we will have a template. So all these five EC2 machine will be launched through a template. So in the template, I can mention this user data, and all these five EC2 instances, whenever it will be launched, it will come up with the Nginx web server installed on this. Suppose that tomorrow I'll be launching, and other than this five EC2 instance, I'll be launching the sixth one using the same template. So that particular EC2 instance will also have the Nginx installed on this with the help of this user data. Okay. So we understood the purpose of this particular video, that we will be using the user data concept here. So let's directly move to the AWS console. Let me click on the launch instance. And the name of the EC2 instance, we will have the Apache demo. Just suppose, or let me keep it as Nginx hyphen demo. Correct. I'm not installing Nginx right now. Or let's see the concept of user data only, correct? So I will be giving the name demo instance. That will be the name, demo instance. And the class of the instance type will be t2.micro micro. Key pair, I'll be creating one key pair here, like demo. That will be the key pair. We already know the use of key pair, correct? So then that is used for authentication. Like this machine will have one key pair attached with it, and another copy of that key pair will be downloaded on the local system. As it got downloaded, you saw that. And with the help of that, we can authenticate with the EC2 machine. Okay, so network setting, I'm going with the default VPC and the default subnet, and the auto assign public IP, it's selected enable. If you want to disable or change any configuration, you can come here and you can do that. But for now, we don't have to do any changes here, because we want the public IP, we want the security group, and in the security group, we want SSH port 22. And other than this, I will be adding one more security group rule here, custom rather than custom TCP, I will be adding this HTTP, and the port I will be giving as 80, and one more rule I will add, custom HTTP, and the port 8080. We will use this in the future of source type. Okay. Let me do thing. Do I will remove this for now, and let's go with the HTTP 80, and then again, as per the requirement, we will add that. Okay, so let's launch. Sorry. Okay, yeah, it got fine. So before CIDR, let me do it as CIDR 00, and we have to check in the user data concept here, correct? So in the last of the EC2 machine, when we are launch an instance, in the last you will see there is an option of user data. So whatever I will write in the user data, that will be executed at the time of launching this EC2 instance. So whenever this EC2 instance will come up, it will come up with the configuration what I will be writing here in the user data, correct? So let me pick up one user data script from here. So this is the one user data script. Let me copy it. Okay. And let me paste. So what will this do? So it's the bash scripting here. It will update all the packages, whatever are installed on this EC2 machine. So it will install for the first time. So obviously it will install all the packages which are required on this EC2 machine. Then it will install the Apache server, HTTPD, Apache HTTP server with the prompt of Y, like it won't ask for yes or no. It will directly go with the yes option, as I have mentioned -Y, and then it will start the HTTP server, Apache HTTP server, and then it will enable that. And in the index.html, I have written this message: echo welcome to EC2 instance, correct? Or let me just put hi niche welcome to EC2 instance, correct? So it will print this result when with the help of public IP. When we will be clicking on that, it will print this message. So let's launch this instance. Okay, so our EC2 instance has been launched. Let me click on the ID. You will show this is the public IP address, and the state is running. Let me click on the open address. So till the time it's being launched, let's check on the security group as well, if it will take time or not. Okay, so in the security group, SSH is allowed, HTTP 80 is allowed. Let me see. This set can't be reached. Okay, let me do inbound rules, add rules. Let me add. For now, let me do all activities. Okay, 00. All traffic allowed. Save rules. I think the EC2 instance itself is taking time to be launched. Let's wait for a few more minutes. Okay, so sorry. So we have did it on HTTP, correct? We have not enabled HTTPS. That's why it's failing. So let me do on HTTP. Yeah, that was my mistake actually. So yeah. So if you can see, it's a hi Manish, welcome to Citron. I just forgot that we have started with the HTTP, correct? We are not working with the HTTPS. So it was the HTTP server. So you can see it has printed the message, hi Manish, welcome to EC2 instance. So that's this is how we can have the help of the user data. And if we have to install any kind of software, correct, let me just do the installation of this let's call it the Docker. So we'll be running one Nginx web server on this. So like I'll be connecting this EC2 instance. I will click on the connect. So to one thing we saw that if we have to print this message, hi Manish, welcome to system, took the help of the user data. But if I had to do the same thing, I could run those commands on this console itself, correct? So let's suppose that we have to run Nginx web server here. So what will I do? I will do sudo yum install, and Docker I will do -y. So it will install the Docker on this particular EC2 machine, correct? And then I'll be running the Nginx image on this EC2 machine. So same thing we could have done through the user data as well. I'm showing you the difference. So here, if I'm going with the Nginx web server, now I'll be doing sudo docker run. Sudo we are using for the root user permission, because without having the root permission user, we can't run with the work with the Docker. So I'll be doing sudo run. -d to run the Nginx web server in the background. So do docker run -d, and the port we have mentioned 8080, and then with the 80 will be the web server port, and the 8080 will be for our use case. So 8080 and then nginx and the tag of the image nginx latest. I did that. Okay, so before running this command, I will have to start the Docker and enable that as well. Right? Sudo systemctl enable Docker. I will have to do that. Has been done, and then I will have to start the Docker as well. Start Docker. So Docker has been started, and then I'll be running this command sudo docker run. So Nginx latest is not available locally, so it will go for on the Docker hub. It will download all those things. So correct. This has been downloaded. New image has been downloaded, and Nginx web server is running now. Where can I see? So I can see it on the public IP, then colon port 8080. Correct. So let me go there. But still you won't be able to see why, because I have not enabled this. Okay, so at security group, I think we have already enabled in the security group. Now let me go to the security group. Okay, so we have done all. So that's why it worked without enabling this 8080, correct? So you can see welcome to Nginx. So it's running. Nginx web server is running on my EC2 machine. So all these installation steps, what we did here, correct? We did sudo yum install docker, correct? We did all these steps, sudo yum install docker -y. Then we did sudo systemctl enable docker, then systemctl start docker, and then we run this command sudo docker run -d. All these commands can be passed in the user data, correct? Just like this script we used to print this welcome to EC2 instance. So we can pass this in the user data, and Nginx whenever EC2 instance will be launched, it will be launched with this Nginx web server installed on this. So that's it for today. So we covered the topic of user data. How can we how can we have the help of user data, and with the help of user data we can do our automation kind of thing, and we can save our time, and we can save our effort and the resource as well, correct? So that's it for today. Thank you. We'll see you in the next video with some new topic.